Oh, this almost never happens.
How are you? How is everybody? Woo. Good, good, good. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah? Feeling good on our penultimate day here at MiddCORE. I can't quite believe it, but this is our second to last day together. But this is a fantastic day. This is one of my favorite days. So as you all remember, about 4 weeks ago, we challenged you all to come up with an idea for a new product or a service, or a new way to deliver an existing product or a service, or a solution to a social problem. And I've seen you work tirelessly over the last few weeks to come up with an idea, struggling with an idea, going down a path of one idea, validating it, and finding out that you had to pivot and twist and find a new idea. And it's been a really wonderful process for me to watch you all go through this, and to see you learning about the process of ideation and entrepreneurship. Coming up, learning about where ideas come from, learning about how to validate those ideas, watching you go out into the field and talking to folks and cold calling people to see if your ideas have merit, and taking the feedback from the one-on-one mentors that we've had, and pivoting and thinking through how you might persuasively communicate your idea. Loved watching you all at the idea fair with various people and giving feedback to each other and hearing ideas from the community and pivoting again. Working so hard at your presentations yesterday morning. Sorry that I couldn't see all of them, but I saw several of them and I was really impressed. And so yesterday we heard 73 presentations, 3-minute pitches in all of the 4 classes. And our esteemed panel of judges were able to cull that down to 8 final presentations that were made here this morning. And we're going to have, so that each student presenter is going to have 7 minutes to present their ideas, and 3 minutes for questions from our judges. And so, yesterday was hard. I heard from many of the mentor judges yesterday that heard so many fantastic ideas, and I want to encourage all of you who think that you really became passionate about your ideas to move forward with them. And to any degree that MiddCORE folks can help you with moving your ideas forward, we really would love to do that. Whether you're here today as a finalist or not, we saw lots of valuable, wonderful ideas yesterday, and we hope many of them move forward and have impact in the world. So today we're going to hear the finals 8 ideas, like I said, and we have a wonderful panel of judges. We have Nell Derek-Debevois, who is one of our wonderful mentors from MiddCORE. She is the founder and CEO of Inspiring Capital, an organization that helps fund, develop, and launch socially minded ventures. She's also incredibly a world traveler. She speaks many languages. I learned Italian, French, Arabic, Japanese, and Brazilian Portuguese. So any of you who would love to try and practice some other languages with Nell, you can do that right here in this front row. We have Mark Bauhaus, who is here, who has 30+ years in experience in the tech industry. He's worked at Sun Microsystems, he's worked at Juniper, and recently he has taken on the partnership and founding CEO of Just Business, which is an organization, it's an angel incubator that helps new ventures that are really operating at the intersection of profit and purpose. And he's an incredible mentor, and besides having a huge passion for the environment, he has incredible passion for mentoring young entrepreneurs, and so we're always lucky to have him back at MiddCORE. Jo Opat, who is another one of our mentors, she has a long history of working with leaders of social change, and she is the head of business development at Acumen, which is an organization that helps fund startups and social organizations that are trying to basically change the way the world tackles poverty. And she works with leaders of Fortune 100 companies all across the world to try and generate investment money so that these startups and these ventures can actually happen. So she's an incredible resource too. Jameson Stafford is the CEO and founder of Elevate Blue, which is another incubator here, right in a tech incubator right here in Incline Village. He's had many, many years in the tech industry, in the entertainment industry. He's a filmmaker. He's done videos with Metallica, Kid Rock. He has a documentary, a public service documentary called Americans, which I encourage you all to look up on Google. It's with Kid Rock and Sean Penn, and it tackles how we think about political stereotypes and how that's very divisive. But he's founded several tech startups over his time and is now helping other tech startups in this Incline Village area. And then we have Julie Roberts, who is another one of our wonderful mentors. She's a long history in the healthcare sector as a consultant and as an executive. She's currently the CEO of IPG, which is a leader in the implantable device market. And she's had a long history too of breaking barriers and making change. And she was one of the first women in the U.S. Naval Academy ever accepted, and one of the first classes that accepted women. So I'm old. Yeah, that old. I would say that path-breaking. So anyway, we have a wonderful, wonderful panel here. I'm really, really fortunate and very thankful that you all have chosen to come and listen to our students' ideas. And why don't you guys help me welcome our wonderful panel of judges. So I'm going to turn it over to our first up, Amanda.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Amanda Riley. I'm a rising senior at Middlebury College, and I would like to share with you my innovation idea, which is called Habitat for Individuals with Disabilities. 11,000 individuals experience life-altering injuries every year. So my question is, what is the next step that these individuals take once they experience these injuries? And what is their plan towards continuing to live independently? So after gaining a lot of insight regarding these questions, I had the chance to speak with Nick Farrell, who is a former Olympic athlete that suffered a spinal cord injury in 2014. After talking a lot about his experience from transforming from a fully able body to a non-able body, therefore living in an accessible home to a non-accessible home, I found that there were two overarching problems and obstacles that he experienced throughout this entire process. One of which being a lack of physical support beyond his family and friends to come in and actually help with the installations and construction of transforming his home into a more accessible place. Second of which is there was zero funding for this adaptive equipment, whether that was from hospitals or insurance. His family had to fully support itself. So my solution, Habitat for Individuals with Disabilities, which is going to be a branch off of the already existing nonprofit organization Habitat for Humanity. And what this foundation will do is connect and partner with these individuals who experience such injuries, whether that's from accidents like car accidents, sports, illnesses, or aging. This foundation will help these individuals overcome any obstacles that they may experience from living in a non-adaptive area. And it's really important and beneficial to partner with the already existing Habitat for Humanity organization because they run in very similar ways. One of which being it's a volunteer-based program, so volunteers are responsible for a majority of the funding and the actual installations into the to-be accessible home. Secondly, both programs are geared towards individuals that have very specific stories. In this case, the story would be individuals that experience such an injury and are in hope to construct a home that is 100% accessible. Third, individuals in this case might not be able to fund for such adaptive equipment. And lastly, all the donations will go directly towards purchasing and transferring adaptive equipment into these homes. So how am I going to market this? How am I going to really spread the awareness of this company? And how am I going to connect with these individuals? I've decided to partner with at least 4 companies that I think will do just that. First is the Craig Hospital, which is located in Denver, Colorado, and specializes in neurorehabilitation practices with their patients that experience spinal cord injuries. Since 1956, Craig Hospital has helped over 31,000 individuals with spinal cord injuries. But my question is, where did all these individuals go after they were released, and what was that step that they took towards living the same life that they lived before their injury? And that's where I want the foundation to step in and act as that next step and a guidance for these individuals to have outside resources and being able to continue to live independently. Another company I wanted to partner with is the Florida Hospital, which is also very unique and specializes with patients that experience strokes. Every 45 seconds, someone in the US experiences a stroke. And because that number, unfortunately, is so high, it is really important that individuals that have strokes receive immediate care from places like the Florida Hospital. But what happens if the stroke impacts their life afterwards? So what if they can't continue to live like they did before they suffered from a stroke? Again, this is where the foundation can step in, act as that sort of guidance and outside source to bring that individual back to living the life that they lived before they suffered an injury. Another example is the Manor, which is a skilled nursing facility in Stowe, Vermont. And I talked to a nurse here who actually explained how there are a handful of nurses there that volunteer to do home visits for their patients, but she explained 2 problems they have. One of which is that a lot of their nurses don't necessarily have experience in the construction field, and also the facility may not have, this specific facility doesn't have the right funds to provide individuals with this adaptive equipment. So again, the idea is there at the Manor, but it's not fully implemented to really act in its full potential. And lastly is Restore, which is a donation center owned by Habitat for Humanity that sells gently used furniture, home appliances, home accessories to the public for a fraction of the price. So my idea is to partner with Restore and try to expand its products. So when I say that, I mean that rather than individuals and families only being able to provide used furniture, it's really important that they can donate things like adaptive equipment that they may not have any use for, and in that way, Habitat for Individuals with Disabilities can partner with them, buy products from them, and then transfer them over into the homes of individuals. So what does the first year look like? The first few months will, I think, strictly be some marketing, advertising, again, connecting with those individuals, which will involve people like myself physically going to these rehab centers